ask for any questions from the floor. Any questions in the meanwhile? Yes, Joshua?
On the topic of
Death. Ghosts. And ghosts.
In the Witch of Endor, when she raised up Samuel's ghost, was that more of a demon, not Samuel at all?
Okay. So you know the situation of the ghost. The person that came back to life in Endor, all right, Jennifer, is this, okay? So I'll just tell the story first. Now, King Saul was going to battle. He was very worried, okay? So King Saul went to look for a witch. A witch. These witches, they claim that they can bring souls back from the dead to talk to people. So King Saul wanted to know what's going to happen. So he went to look for a witch. But at the time, God made it very clear. God said, anyone who visits a witch will be put to death. Okay? So in other words, it means this. Children, God is against you playing with wizardry, things of darkness. You know, there's a very popular game. What is it called now? Say again? Charlie. All right? You don't know what is Charlie? Good. All right? Charlie. It is the same when I was young. It's just back then it's Ouija boards. All right? Charlie. They take pencils, is it? They take pencils and then they chant certain things and then the pencil will move and that kind of thing. They call the spirits up to direct them. Right? Now that is playing with the darkness, witchcraft. Okay? Jennifer, do your friends play Charlie? No. They play Charlie, you run away, right? You go away. All right? Because it's playing with demons. Okay, so to answer Shirley's question, all right, these are evil spirits. All right, so we don't play with evil spirits. All right? Yes, no, very good. All right, so God says no. All the while, for his people, never play with any of these spiritual things. So King Saul went to ask. He said, can you please bring up Samuel, the prophet? I want to ask him a question. All right? So in that scene, Samuel came back. Then the witch of Endor, she got shocked too. She fell back. She got frightened. All right? And then Saul was also frightened. Okay? So now the question was this. Is that spirit that came back really Samuel or a evil spirit, a false imitator? Okay, so that's the question. Okay. You know some of this, yeah. Oh, they're called witches. They're real. They practice witchcraft. Back then, there are witches today also. All right? They call themselves witches because they practice witchcraft. They practice all these spiritual things. Okay? Like they put curse on people and all that. They ask the evil spirits to respond to them. All right? So it's sinful. Okay? It's sinful. They make use of Satan's devils. Okay? All right? But today it's very popular, right? Because of Harry Potter and all that. It's so cute, right? That's what they do. Now the question is that, is it a real spirit? Was it really Samuel or was it an imitation spirit? Okay, there are many views on this. One is it is an imitation spirit. Okay, that came back. The spirit knew a lot about Saul, so it could imitate Samuel. Okay, so that's one view. Another view is it is the witch managed to play some tricks, okay, and make it appear. Maybe someone hiding or something, you know. So that's another view. And then the third view, it was really Samuel. Okay, it was really Samuel. Okay. So different views. I take the view that, what do you think it is actually? What do you think? It was Samuel. All right. What do you think? Samuel or evil spirit? Don't know. Why do you think it's Samuel? Because you studied. Because all the prophecies came true. Right? So whatever that spirit appeared, whatever he said, came exactly true. All right? Now, there are other reasons. So I believe it's Samuel. Okay, you can have your beliefs and you can defend it. Yeah. Shall we turn to the passage? 1 Samuel 28.
And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. So what is he doing by be with me?
Means basically
Went to heaven.
they will die. Me as in I died. They will die. Yeah. So they know that it's about death, not about so much as heaven, but about death. That's how they speak. All right. So now, why? So one of the reasons is the prophecies came precisely true. That's one. Do you think it could have been someone hiding and pretending? What do you think, Amberly? There was a clue, this like a detective. There was a clue. When the image appeared, the witch was so shocked and she was so frightened herself. So it's probably not the witch trying to create something, right? Some trickery, because she got shocked. Right? So probably she was a trickster, always using a sort of tricks. You know, these witches, many of them, they are false. Right? They know a lot of society, they know people's lives, so they can say a lot of things that are general, that seems true. Right? But this time the witch herself got shocked. Wow, this is real. All right, I never experienced this before. Yep.
Might it be not true because if the witch got shocked, then maybe
If she was creating a trick, she would not have been shocked. Right? She knew. Yeah, she was shocked because she herself didn't expect it to happen. All right? She was shocked. She didn't expect it to happen. Now, what about the point that is this? Can a person come back to speak to another person? Can or not? Why cannot? Great gulf between heaven and earth. Big gap, heaven and earth. Were there occasions where, in the Bible, where the dead people did come back and speak to people?
when Jesus died on the cross,
Who came back to speak to who?
the dead people itself.
Well, this one is spirit. Those were bodily resurrected. All right? Spirit. Very clear what? Where? Mount of Transfiguration. Remember? Mount of Transfiguration. There were other figures that came. Jesus talked to them. Jesus appeared in his glory. And there were two other figures. Right? They did come back to earth to talk. In this case, to Jesus. So there were evidences of souls coming back. But it is up to God. God chose to send Samuel back. God chose to send those two back. All right? In spirit form. Okay? Understand? So there are cases. So, but if you really you want to insist, no, it is false, it's trickery, it's what, and you have a strong biblical explanation. Well, you're open to your views. We find out when we go to heaven. Okay, Samuel, did you really come back? Okay, so that's the other question. All right. Okay, so I think we should stop here. Please submit your questions. All right, we're kind of running out of questions. If not, I will ask you questions. The better you ask questions. Okay, any last minute questions? We have only a few more minutes. No? Jennifer, all right? Okay, you can submit questions. More questions. All right? Any questions? Maybelline, you look like you want to ask a question. No? Okay, let's pray then. What do we have here? Top 5 reasons why church dropouts. What church dropouts say. Why they stop attending church. Now, please remember 66% of, well, I take the American view. They are the most readily available results. They stop attending church at least a year after turning 18. So from